I'm going to answer a question that I happen to get a lot, and that is which boot camp to choose. And it's usually between General Assembly and Hack Reactor because those are the two boot camps that I attended, but this can apply to any of the boot camps you are considering. Hi Spencer, my name is Scarlett Johansson. I am an actress who is now interested in coding and programming. No prior experience in coding, thinking about applying for boot camps, and right now between Hack Reactor and General Assembly. Looks like you took the General Assembly WDI a couple years ago and then Hack Reactor's remote part-time program. He asked a couple of questions and then any input is greatly appreciated. Have to make a decision by Wednesday. I like to answer these type of questions really in one way, and someone who is a beginner who does not have any prior experience with coding probably came across an ad of some sort, or maybe they searched out for coding boot camps because they had some interest in it. I want you to be well aware that coding is very challenging. It is not easy to just sign up for a course and get a job as a software developer or software engineer. It is extremely challenging. It is unlikely to go from no coding experience to a software engineer in 12 weeks. It just is extremely unlikely. I feel like I have adequate experience, 3 years in the industry, and having done 2 boot camps with 2 different styles, one in person and one online remote. I feel like I am coming from a good place when I say that I would really like all people to consider spending at least 6 months preparing for the boot camp before attending one. I want to make it clear that I absolutely love coding boot camps. I think they're excellent, and I think it's great at the end. I think it's the cherry on top. It's you've really learned coding for an extended period of time. You feel like you have a good grasp of it all, and then when you go into the boot camp, you solidify your knowledge. You're able to build projects. You're able to network with your classmates, and in some scenarios, if you're one of the classmates with more experience, you can kind of take on a mentorship role, and that has a lot of benefits in your learning. So I'm going to say this a lot in these videos now. I'm starting to make videos about, people are asking me questions, sending me emails, which, by the way, very thankful. Please send me as many emails as you want. I'm happy to answer all questions, and I really like assisting you, so please feel free to email me anytime. But I do happen to get these a lot, and I really want you to spend time focusing on learning before attending a boot camp. This is strictly for the people without prior experience. He asks about General Assembly and Hack Reactor, and when it comes down to selecting the boot camp, again, I'm going to go back to, I would like to see you have more experience before jumping in and selecting a boot camp. I think that is way more important to your success than which boot camp to choose. Now, with that said, in my experience, the Hack Reactor program is significantly better to help you get job ready as a developer. General Assembly's WDI program was excellent for me at the time. I was a beginner. I was the person out there with no prior experience. And in my experience with General Assembly, those in the program that did not have any prior experience succeeded in the program in that they graduated, but I don't think many actually ended up getting jobs. I was very thankful to get a job in the industry. However, I am not a software developer. I did not get any offers to be a software developer. And I don't know the statistics, but I would venture and say that probably half or more of my class did not end up becoming software developers. A lot ended up going back into their previous careers, albeit with a new skill set, and they benefited, maybe got a raise or something. But I want to make it clear that doing a boot camp from no experience to 12 weeks is very unlikely that you'll end up with a job. With that said, General Assembly was great at the time. I went from no prior experience in a totally different industry to getting a job in software development. I work as a QA analyst within a tech company for a software development team, and this has been an outstanding 3 years of experience. So for me, it has worked, but if your goal is to become a software developer, that is probably not the best boot camp for you, and specifically the 12-week in-person boot camp. I am not a big believer in that boot camp. I'll be making videos on it in the future on why that is, but I really prefer the remote online part-time program that Hack Reactor provides. Shifting over to Hack Reactor. Hack Reactor was outstanding. I went in with 10 out of 10 expectations. I knew it was the best boot camp program on the market, and it absolutely exceeded my expectations. My classmates were excellent. They were so awesome. Teachers, the support, everything was phenomenal. In addition, because I just shat on the 12-week model, the 9-month program was way better suited for learning and becoming an actual developer and engineer. I think that model is significantly better because it allows for the student a more prolonged learning period. Instead of a big fire hose coming right at you at 100 miles an hour, it allowed the students, myself included, to really learn at your own pace. And for some of us, you know, we might have needed a little more time on a certain material, but because class was only twice a week, we had the ability to spend our other free time that we may have spent watching Netflix or something. We could actually deep dive into that material, and I felt like all of my classmates did a lot better than myself and my classmates in the General Assembly WDI program. To conclude, saying one is better is a little more subjective. When you're an absolute beginner, if you're struggling financially, you need a new job, a new career, you just hate your job, you can't take it any longer, and you have to do a boot camp, I understand, I was there. General Assembly is probably the better choice because it's a little bit easier acceptance. It is a more beginner-friendly boot camp. Hack Reactor is for those with experience. Now, they have a very strict acceptance protocol, so it's probably unlikely that you'll even get accepted if you have no prior experience, and they have a good job of vetting who's going to actually succeed in the program. So if you are not able to succeed, you probably won't make it. Now, I do think you should probably still apply because the program is that excellent, and maybe you're just an outstanding learner and you have what it takes. So absolutely still apply to Hack Reactor, but if you are a more beginner, I would recommend the General Assembly. If you have experience, there's nothing like the Hack Reactor online remote program. If you want to become an engineer and you have the ability to do it over 9 months, you know, some people might have lost their job and they need something quick, then the 12-week model is probably better because you're in a little more urgent situation. But if you have a job or a family and you have the means to do a boot camp over 9 months, 100% recommend Hack Reactor. They also allow, the way the loan works is it doesn't kick in until a month after the program has concluded. So the big price that you see online, the actual cost of the program, you can kind of get around that in that you don't have to pay it all up front. You know, keep in mind you can start paying at the end. It was interest-only payments during the program. If you have any questions about that, feel free to leave a comment. He also asks why I felt the need to do another boot camp. I'll probably be talking about this quite a bit, but when I completed the General Assembly WDI program in 2015, I got a job. I was in the Bay Area, I had no money, I was desperate for a job, so I actually took the first offer I got, which was out here in Las Vegas, as a QA analyst, and I knew I could get in the industry and just start at the bottom. That was it. I had a very solid job in Las Vegas. I wanted to live in Las Vegas too. I thought that was pretty dope. So I did that, and over 2 years I had other interests. I started a little online YouTube for fitness, and I thought about getting into online marketing for fitness, and I didn't focus on programming at all, and I wanted to get back into it. So sure enough, Hack Reactor offered this online remote program, and it was new when I saw it, when I came across it in summer of 2017, and I knew that was it. In order to get back into it, I knew this was the perfect way to get back into programming. So that's why I ended up doing a second boot camp. I know some people might think that maybe the first one failed or something. Not at all. I just had other interests, and I knew that in order to get back into it, I was really struggling learning on my own. I'm not very good at learning on my own with this topic, with programming and engineering, and I knew I needed some type of structured program that was proven to work, and so that's why I did Hack Reactor's program. I really appreciate the question. I feel like these are the questions that a lot of people who view my videos have, and I didn't have these videos to look at when I started, so that's why I'm putting them out there. So feel free, if you have any questions, feel free to share. I love answering them, and I'm sure I'll make a video on it so that if others have it as well, I will answer their questions.